my dad's make it hurt.
How to fly, how to fly.
Come through.
It's the first thing that came to me, Steph.
Come
Hey,
through.
welcome to the Pitchy Podcast. We're your hosts, James.
And Stephanie.
Here on the Pitchy Podcast, we are passionate about good music and a great vocal. We'll use the vehicle of NBC's The Voice to give you our take on each contestant. We'll give you our overall feedback on their voice and the overall performance. Here on the Pitchy Podcast, we'll always keep it 100 with our feedback and critiques of each contestant's vocal and overall performance. But what we're never here to do is come for anyone's character or any contestant as a human being, although there are times we come off a little pitchy at times, if you know what I mean. We'll do our best to speak our truths with love, kindness, and always respect. And with that, we made it, Stephanie. We made it to the lives.
The lives.
And
It's been a long time.
Semifinals, which is just crazy.
Yeah, it seems like it took a long time to get to the lives, but this season's format was a little bit different than last season's format. So, yeah, it was well worth the wait, though.
It really was. It was so good. So where do we even begin, Stephanie?
So let's begin with our first performance. It was from Team Niall. We had Ryley Tate Wilson, and he sang Vienna by Billy Joel.
Wow. 15-year-old singing a throwback. Someone raised Ryley right, musically raised him right to sing a Billy Joel song, number one. And number two, I was pleasantly surprised. You know, Ryley pulled out all the stops and was like, you know what? I'm going to give you a little tinkling of the keys.
Yes.
And I'm just like, Ryley, what can't you do?
Right.
I mean, you have been on this earth not even a decade and a half. You've been on this earth, and you're already just giving it all to us. So I was very, very excited. I thought this was, even before he even opened his mouth, I thought this was a wonderful song choice for him, because it would show range, it would show depth, and it will show maturity, because it's Billy Joel. And I always thought, you know, the kind of thing that I noticed about Ryley last week, I was like, you know, I hear a little JT, a little Justin Timberlake in his voice. And I was like, okay, this is going to be good. This is going to be good. And I wrote down, Stephanie, I wrote, Ryley, piano, yes.
Yes.
I said, you know what, Ryley, and this is a total compliment. He has such a sweet sound. It is a sweet sounding instrument, voice. I wrote, Ryley, your voice is easy like Sunday morning. And it is like, it's just, it just makes you smile. You feel good. And that is a special gift that you have. My first note was like, you know, I was immediately hooked, because I was like, okay, he's just not playing block chords here. I mean, he's really,
yes.
And not only is he really playing, and he's really singing. And for those of you that play, and so those of you that sing, a lot of you know how difficult it is to do both. And I just tip my hat to anyone that can do both, because it is a true skill and a true gift. And so my next note was like, Ryley, oh my gosh, I wanted him to stay at the piano the entire time, because it was that ridiculous what he was doing. I had to remind myself over and over again. I said, this young boy, not even, well, I call him a young man, I guess, young boy, he's 15 years old, and he's holding us captivated. Like he's captivating, excuse me. And I just was like, I said, such control. I said, his runs, Ryley's flips into his falsettos are just gorgeous. I said, Ryley, you sing so respectful and purposeful. You respected the melody of Billy Joel, and you respected and you were very purposeful with all of your extra ornamentations.
Mm-hmm.
And that to me is a smart singer.
Yeah.
You are so far beyond your years. I really, really enjoyed this performance from start to finish. My only one critique was I wish she would have stayed at the piano the entire time, because I was totally captivated.
Yeah, the first thing I wrote was, wow, what a way to open the show.
Right.
Because we knew just based on B-roll from past episodes that he played the piano, but this was his first time displaying that. And to do it on live TV, I was like, yes. And when it began, like you said, he was not playing just block chords. He was playing the song. So
yeah.
And singing so gorgeously. I love the vibrato at the end of his lines at the beginning of the song. It was just really, really gorgeous. I, like you, felt like once he got up, it became okay. Now what? It felt like it became okay. Now what do I do? Kind of.
Yeah.
Whereas at the piano, it was like, okay, I'm here. I'm singing. This is how I'm performing. Okay, now I have to figure out how to perform as I'm standing up. So that slightly took away from the performance for me, because I felt him thinking as he was standing. The vocal was incredible. That did not suffer whatsoever. Just like you said, James, I love some of the choices that he made that stayed respectful to the song. But at the back end of the song, it got repetitive. And that's just the song. The way the song goes is just repetitive. So I love some of the melodic choices that he did to differentiate the melody and to make it less repetitive. I thought the staging was beautiful. I thought the setting was beautiful. I thought that it's interesting because I wasn't sure about the song choice for Ryley.
Right.
Last season, Rowan did this song.
And she sure did.
And it felt like it was right in her wheelhouse, because Rowan was singing a lot of older songs. Every song that she sang was like 80s and older, basically.
I remember when we talked to Rowan, I was like, Rowan, who raised you?
Somebody
raised you right. She's like,
yes. Yes.
I was like, you know the catalog. And I love these teenagers that are growing up knowing the catalog. And when we say catalog, we mean just songs that a lot of young folks may not listen to, right?
Right. Yeah, so it felt like a really great song choice for her. I'm not sure that it was the best song choice for him, because it felt as though he wasn't completely living out the words of the song, communicating the song as if it meant something to him.
Sure.
It felt like he was just giving a really, really great performance, which is what he was doing. But I didn't feel that connection to the song like I did with Rowan. But overall, and again, number one, two things that we should all keep in mind about this episode. Number one, it's LIVE, live. Nothing can be done in editing. Nothing can be done in editing to perk up a vocal or to fill in things or anything like that. Not that I think a lot of that happened this season, because our singers and artists this season were really, really good. But this is live. So I hope everybody kept that in mind.
A lot of augmentation from what we heard with them in the pre-tape shows versus now with all the singers that were left. And that speaks volumes to the like you said, to the caliber of talent.
Yes. Number two, what we seemed to learn last week, and what a lot of us know when we watch these singing competitions, is that the choice of song is not always up to the artist. They might be given a choice of 2, 3, 4 songs, but they, in most cases, are not solely allowed to make their own song choice. So that's another thing to keep in mind. So if Ryley was given this song, I think that he did a great job with it.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I agree with everything that you said, Stephanie. Ryley, going forward, like I would say, really if there's something that you could grow on or work on, is, you know, stage presence. It's take the comfortability that you have when you were at that piano, that confidence, that quiet confidence that you have, and take it to when you know, when it's just you.
Right.
When it's just you, and you're a star, young man. You really are.
Yeah, I actually wonder, and I wondered this for a couple of our artists who I found had a bit of an issue with stage presence. In some of the performances, the background vocalists were present. In
Right.
other of the performances, the background vocals were not present. And when they weren't present is many times when I wanted them to be present to give the artist somebody to kind of bounce off of, to give them automatic stage presence. If they had someone to look at on either side of them, that would have given them automatic stage presence. So I
Yeah.
wonder if that would have helped Ryley in this setting. But I think you gave some really good advice just then.
He's beyond well on his way. Ryley,
Oh
you're
yeah. Oh yeah.
you're on your way. You're ready.
Absolutely.
You are
You ready.
You're
You are
ready.
ready.
You're ready. So keep grinding, keep working hard, and jeez, I can't even imagine what you're going to be like at night. I can't believe I'm saying this at 19.
19.
20. Insane. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So who do we have next?
Next up was from Team Chance. We had Uriel, and he.
I had to give you the 90s.
He sang
your song.
Can you stand the rain?
Can you stand it?
By New Edition.
Now, let me just tell y'all, Stephanie and I are 90s kids, right?
Yes.
I'm a little bit older than Stephanie, so I was a teenager a little bit earlier in the 90s, while Stephanie was a teenager a little bit later in the 90s. But we are nonetheless, we are 90s kids.
Yes.
Now, this song, I didn't realize that this song came out in like 1988, 1989, but we'll talk about that in just a second. But I always have associated this song with the 90s because to me, Stephanie, I feel like Can You Stand the Rain was like the intro to the golden age of the male R&B singer. Like
1000%.
This was it. Like New Edition, they paved the way. Mm-hmm. If you don't know any, you need to know any. Okay? Do your history on any, because you will find a boy group, a child prodigy of singers, who grew up, and this was their kind of grown up album.
Yes.
And just to give you all a little context, they added a new singer who's from the DMV, Johnny Gill, who went on to have a huge, monstrous solo career.
Yes.
In its own right. And Johnny Gill brought a sophistication to the song.
Yeah.
So all that to say, Stephanie and I, we hold this song, in addition to somebody else on The Voice, we hold this song very near and dear to our hearts. Mm-hmm. It's probably both Maya and Stephanie, one of our favorite R&B ballads of all time. So I'm going to be a little hard on you, Ray, because you're a young man and you weren't born in the 90s, right? Uh-huh. So, or maybe you were born at the end of the 90s. So I'm just like, I said, Ray, you're almost there. I said, this is what I need you to do. I need you to study this genre because you have a voice. Stephanie and I have discussed you at length. You have a voice that suits 90s, late 90s, probably early 2000s music.
Right. That's right.
Love. Like your voice fits it like a glove. So I want you to really study the genre and the evolution of the music of the R&B. And I think he talked about this, like he was really grown an attachment to 90s R&B music.
Right.
And I can tell you are studying. I can tell you are a quick study. To me, the execution was a little, and I think that this is just Ray's style, the execution came off a little lazy to me. I didn't hear like the finishing of lines like I wanted to with this song, but I think that's just Ray's style. And I wrote that down. I said, Ray, you are just a natural singer. Just your instrument is so natural. It's so effortless. Like, and you're one of the people like Kylie that we said earlier in the season that people just look at, like, I'm looking at you, I'm doing all this stuff with my diaphragm and my breath to produce the sound that you just naturally make.
Right.
It's just incredible. I said, you know, I felt like he really started to feel it towards the end of the song, and it was more stylistically my preference. I said his outro was bananas. Like what he was doing. I said your tone is so pure. It is such a pure tone. One more note for you, Ray. I really need you to caress a song like this. This is a song that needs to be caressed.
How would one do that? This might be where you're going, but how would one do that?
I felt that there were times where he could have flipped into into his falsetto.
Okay.
Like 'cause I need somebody, like something like that, instead 'cause I need somebody,
so dynamics is what you're talking,
like a more caressing dynamic, not necessarily softer, but wrap your voice around a song like this. This song, Stephanie and I remarked last night, I said, this is like a perfectly written song.
Yes.
Okay? Perfectly written song. And it's a perfect song for you to wrap your voice around. And because you have such a pure, natural tone, I think if you had a little bit more time with this song, it'd have been one of the greatest versions of the song that we ever heard. Like, because your voice is that amazing, right? So I need this song. I have a feeling like this is going to go into your standard repertoire of songs.
Right.
And I just feel you're going to grow with this song. And I want to hear you sing this song like in a year, because it's just going to be fire. It's just going to be
bananas.
That's why I was like, dude, you're almost there. You're almost there. Just study this. Continue to study, because I know that you are very focused on your craft, on your art. Continue to study the singers of that generation, and steal little things here and there. Don't necessarily emulate, because you have a sound all your own. That's what makes you so special, Ray. Don't necessarily emulate, but steal a little technique things or technique from the big singers of that. Like, take a little Johnny Gill, take it, because honestly, Stephanie, one of the hardest things about this song is it's two singers, two probably polar opposite singers.
There you go.
Johnny Gill and Ralph Tresvant. So you have the baritone, husky, kind of gospel-y, growly singer in Johnny Gill, and then you have the high falsetto, light singer in Ralph Tresvant.
Right.
So it's two totally different styles.
Yeah, that's a good point.
One thing that I like that Ray did is Ray stayed consistently Ray through the entire song.
Right.
He didn't manipulate his voice to sound more like, say, Johnny or more like Ralph. And it was very even.
Yes.
Very even. Loved it. Loved it. All right. I could talk all day, because, again, Stephanie, you and I feel a certain way about this song. So I'll let you take the floor, young lady.
I audibly screamed when it flashed that he was singing this song, because the intro, the intro came in, and it was written on like the side of like the band box of something, whatever it was. I was like, sing my song, sing that song, right? I think that you put your finger on exactly what I was slightly missing vocally from Ray, and that's the dynamics. What I will say is that I've listened to this several times, because it's my jam is several times.
It has
And
your heart.
oh, it does. What I found is that when I listened to it and did not watch it, I was like, wow, I could listen to this live recording as a single. I could have it on rotation. So for a lot of the song, like vocally, it was really, really well done. We always talk about staying respectful to the original when we really love a song, but then adding your own melodic choices to it. And Ray did that really well.
Very respectful.
Very respectful. But I think what I was missing is those dynamics that you were talking about that we found, or I found that he had in Essence last week or the week before, whenever it was.
Yes.
Because in
Essence, that song's now, right?
But that song is now, and that song has its own essence to it that fits very well into what Ray does. So
it's a groove, right?
It's a groove. It's kind of already built in where.
But I'm saying, like Can You Stand the Rain has a different groove, right?
It has a different groove, yeah. And I think the dynamics that you were talking about would have communicated the caressing that you were talking about. So again, that is just one little thing to work on. What incredible foundation vocally, your foundation. I could listen to a Ray record all day, no skipping a track, because his voice is that good and it's that in the pocket. The other thing that I think would have taken the performance to the next level is Chance gave him a really, really great note.
Yes, he did.
And he told Ray to kind of telepath what the band was going to do next so that it could lead the band. And there were slight moments when Ray did that, but I thought he could have done it a little bit more. And I was looking for it because the arrangement of this song was fire. There were parts in the verses where the band would break, kind of. It was kind of like a doom, 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 doom. And it was just like, that is what if you're going to differentiate the arrangement of the song, that's exactly how I wanted it done, because it didn't differentiate from it so much that it was a completely different song, but it was a difference, and it made it a little bit more contemporary. And if Ray would have been like, like with his hands or just something, I think that would have enhanced the performance value of the overall performance.
That's going to come with more experience.
And that's going to come with more experience.
As worship leaders at our church, like, you know, you got to turn around and interact with your band. Like you have to, because they are, first of all, they're some of the best people ever. But it just makes the connection. There's so much more symmetry.
It makes for a full performance. And when we get into these semifinals, finals, even the playoffs, when the band is present, you almost have to interact with them, because we don't want them to be a separate entity from the vocalist. Everybody's coming together to make one performance. So that's something that I wish you would have done a little bit more of. And this is another instance where I would have liked the background vocalist to have been on stage with him, because I think that would have upped the performance value a little bit.
This is a group song. So
exactly.
Exactly right.
Exactly.
That
so
would have been good.
Yeah, but overall, I love this song. So you can almost, I won't say you can do no wrong, because if it was done wrong, then I would have been mad. You know what I mean? I would have been big mad.
Can we skip this one? Please?
Yeah, I would have been big mad. But just like you were saying, James, there are two lead vocalists to this original song, and he's doing the job of both. And I thought he'd done it. I thought he did it beautifully. The one thing that we were talking about, James, we were saying that we love this song, but somebody else loves this song. Carson Daly loves this song. He loves the song. When Ray was finished, Carson, who does not speak much, y'all know he does not speak much. He was like, wow, that was a trip back in time, back to 88. Got me reminiscing about the
New edition, y'all.
So that is why I say that he loves the song, because I was like, wait a minute. There was another instance recently where Carson got excited about this song. And this was season 21, where Jashika Maple sang this as her blind audition. And we always have Carson in the background with whoever the family members or friends are with the contestant. And it was, Jashika had started, and you see Carson literally bopping. He was like this, bopping, snapping his finger, and he looked. He broke the fourth wall. He looked into the camera and he said, "This is New Edition." I was
like, children, get your pen and paper, write this down.
He said,
"This is New Edition."
This is New Edition. I said, no, Carson is not. So James and I are secretly thinking that this might be a special song for Carson for whatever reason.
Love Carson. Maybe the first girl that broke your heart. Like Carson has a special connection with this song.
Carson has a very special connection with this song.
Where he's like, 88.
And it makes my heart happy every time Carson gets excited about a song. Yeah. So
because he is one of the most mild-mannered people.
Yes.
Yes. That's great. That was awesome. Okay, so who do we have next?
Next up was from Team Kelly. We had Holly Brand, and she sang "Rumor Has It" by Reba McEntire.
Girl, you better sing.
You better sing.
You better sing. First of all, this song was difficult. Like, level of difficulty.
Horde.
I was like PhD, seriously.
Yeah.
I said Holly is the perfect country singer because she sang down basically the queen. I would say the second group. I would say Dolly Parton's the queen of country. I would say Reba's like the queen consort. I don't know. She's like Queen too, right?
Yes.
No, she's next in line.
She's next in line.
She's a little bit younger than Dolly.
Yes.
So when Dolly goes on to be with the Lart,
yes,
Reba's next, right? So it's like Dolly and then Reba, right?
Yes, absolutely.
As far as the queen of country music, I said, I put perfect. I said, Holly, because I know you watch Pitchy podcast, your voice breaks my heart in the best way. You have a heartbreaking voice. You conjure up an emotion, like a really, really strong, powerful emotion in your singing. I said, it's like you yank my heart out of my chest. Like, that's the type, and that to me makes the best country singer. Because country singers, like the best country singers, they will break your heart.
That's right.
The best way. And I said, I love Holly's sense of pitch. Because this song was so advanced.
Come on.
And the way you navigate your range, Holly, like, it's just sick. Always in control. Always knowing exactly where she's going vocally. Always. Like, whether it's your whistle, whether it's your chest, whether it's your head mix, whether it's your lows, whether it's your highs. I said she's number one. Number two, no, that's 3 or 4. She's an incredible storyteller, that's why I said Holly's a perfect country singer, because every good country singer has to be a storyteller. Period. Point blank.
Yep.
You have to be a phenomenal storyteller. I said, Holly, I love it because this is the second time where Holly's like, I'm breaking away a little bit from my normal and I'm doing taking a different approach. And Holly is as comfortable in the big bombastic as she is in these storytelling songs. Like, that's what's so scary about her. I said, she does the most incredible sliding and yodeling in her voice. Like, it's so tasteful. It's like I said, she is the master navigator.
Yeah.
Like, vocal navigator. Her vocal navigation is second to none. I said, it's just nuts. I said, Holly, your voice is just nuts. So that's really all I have to say about that. About Holly, I can go on and on about Holly. Stephanie, it's just the perfect country singer. Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect singer. Take country out.
Right. Because like Kelly said in her feedback, like Holly predominantly sings country music, but she could literally sing anything and it would be believable. I have in quotes, tell the story, because she was telling the story, and it was really remarkable, because in the package before the performance, she was speaking about the fact that, you know, this song is kind of about heartbreak, but that's not the place she's in, because she's in a really healthy relationship right now. Well, you would have never known by this performance. She was singing this thing like this man just called her before the performance and broke her heart. She was performing with her face along with her vocals. Like when you saw her face, it was like, oh my God, is she gonna cry? Like, you all right? Like, you gonna make it through this song? It was incredible.
Insane.
I love the stripped down aspect of the arrangement of this song, which the less instruments, the more risk, because the less instruments you use in an arrangement, the more we actually hear your vocal. And if your vocal is not on point, you in trouble. But again, who do I trust to have a great vocal but Miss Holly Brand? And she brought it.
Every time.
I forget which one of the coaches said it. I believe it might have been Niall, but he said something like, you know, it's incredible that even now I'm hearing more parts of your voice. And I felt the same way. Like there was a little bit of a growl, which I don't know that I had heard, but I really noticed in this song that she gave just a little, but it was like perfect. Again, the yodel, the falsetto. I love how you mentioned the slide. At the end of the song, the lyrics say, when it's true. She went into her falsetto with when it's, I'm not even going to attempt and embarrass myself on this podcast right now. But when she did that true and held that thing out at the range that she did and stuck it and kept it going, I was just like, you better sing. I was like, she did not come to play. Holly does not come to play with these performances. She came to slay, and she did. It was an absolutely remarkable performance. And again, this is the first time that we are hearing each of these contestants all the way live, and to hear and to see that she is as good live as she was in the recorded episodes was absolutely incredible. She
is going to be a monster star.
Absolutely.
She's going to, because I think Kelly remarked about how she loves Holly's attack. Like she loves Holly. She's very competitive. She's got, and that obviously came with the pageants, right?
Yeah.
So that because that's Holly's foundation,
right?
That there is Holly attacks everything she sings,
every single thing.
Like attacks it.
Absolutely. She is
it was a show-stopping performance as far as it was concerned.
Absolutely. She is a vocal surgeon.
Okay, so who do we have next?
Next up was from Team Blake. We had NOIVAS, and he sang Skyfall by Adele.
This is the end.
Ooh, Jesus. Come on.
Hold my breath and count to 10.
This song, Lord.
Gets Stephanie. I had a moment. Sorry. This song just takes me there. This song. Adele, you kill me with this song. Like, seriously. It is, in my opinion. Now I know y'all James Bond fans out there will argue me, but this is the best James Bond, and there are some really good James, like Billy did an incredible James Bond song.
Yeah.
Billie Eilish, when I'm sorry.
Yes.
Live and Let Die is a James Bond song. I mean, there's just countless. Goldfinger with Shirley Bassey in the day. But this song, I don't know what it is, the hauntingness.
Yeah.
Woo! Number one. So I was like, all right, NOIVAS. I said, Here we go. I wrote, I love the opening of this song.
It was
Dude,
crazy.
you were like, I was transfixed. I like leaned forward. I said, are we going to get Ballad Nueva?
Mm-hmm.
He said, this is the end. I said,
come on.
I said, this young man is about to sing this song
down.
I said, I love Ballad Nueva. I love Ballad Nueva. I said, dude, but I know that this song doesn't stay there. That's why this song is next to impossible to sing.
Right.
And I know I know he has the vocal, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know that he has the volume. We all know that he has a stage presence. Nueva has enough stage presence for 3 people on the show. Right. I mean, it's an incredible thing to behold, his stage presence. I said, don't let the song get away from you. Blake gave you a really good note, because those interval jumps, Skyfall,
oh, that chorus,
like that, it is like a singer's worst like navigation, because it's so difficult.
Yeah.
I said, dude, I felt like the band got a little loud. And I don't know if it's because Nueva has such a big voice that they have to like match
compensate
him.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, singers, like, take note, you will never out sing the band. Like, you will never be louder and more powerful than the band. Right. So you pull it back, so the band has to pull it back, right?
That's a good tip.
That's just a note that, as someone with a huge voice, I said that's the note I had, because I would like leave, and I was like, why do I have no voice after I sung? That's because I'm trying to match the band. You'll never get louder than the instruments.
Right.
I said, I was captivated. I said, he really had me until the second half of the song, because I felt like the song got a little bit bigger than him. And also, that could have had a lot to do, because he was very emotional. Like, this song brought out a lot of emotion, with some of the family stuff that he had gone through with his wife and his child and all that. And like, as you always say, Stephanie, you got to be careful on songs that evoke that type of emotion, because sometimes the emotion can overcome you,
right?
Which is a really good thing. But I think that this song takes so much vocal skill to sing. Like, anything Adele is like, it's like next to impossible to really master a song. I think that if he brought the same execution that he had in the first half of the song, it'd have been the performance of the night.
Yeah.
It'd have been the performance of the night. Yeah. So that's what I had to say. What about you? Very interested to hear what you had to say.
Yeah. This was probably my favorite performance from him from the entire show. I thought that the first verse showed such vocal skill and such incredible control. It was brilliant. I, like you, James, I leaned in and I was like, ooh, we about to sing this thing down, like, for real. It got to the chorus, and that chorus is sung by an alto, lovely alto. So it's right in our pocket.
Yeah.
And even like stretching a little bit because of those intervals. They are no joke. That is like a Mount Everest song. Yeah, like you climbing and you could slip real quick. And so for a tenor or a male to sing it is a tall ask.
Tall order.
Again, I had to keep in mind, number one, we are live. Number two, did he pick this song for himself, or was the song given to him?
Right.
Now, if this song was given to him to do, then you got to do it. You got to do it. And given that, I thought he did an amazing job with the song. What I will say about the back half is that I wish the same control he had in the first half of the song, he also had in the second part of the song, because it's kind of become a thing where the beginning of a song starts a certain way, but by the end, there's a lot of yelling. There's a lot of shouting. There's a lot of growling. And for me, for my personal taste and for this song, I didn't think that that was necessary, and I would have loved to have heard him finish out the song again with the same control that he had at the beginning of the song, because I think it would have been vocally brilliant.
Yeah.
It was performatively impactful the way he gave his performance, but I think it would have been vocally brilliant if the same control had been at the beginning of the song and at the end of the song. But again, you bring up a really great point. If the song was an emotional hot rod for him, or whatever the word is, then that's difficult. And, you know, trying to collect yourself and trying to manage that on a live stage is a lot.
Yeah.
So overall, again, I think that it was NOIVAS' best performance.
I agree with you with that, Stephanie.
Because the first half of that song was absolutely, it was brilliant, and it had the potential. And I know that he could have finished it just as brilliantly vocally. He just decided to do something else, or he had to do something else because of the emotion that might have been welling up based on his connection with the song.
I think the thing that makes this song so amazing, with, you know, the vocal that Adele gives with this song, is this song, it's a very dramatic song. And it goes from dramatic haunting to just full out dramatic singing. Yeah. And I think that Adele, the thing that makes this song so effective is that Adele always sounds like she's in control.
Yes.
Every part of the song, even the high highs.
Yeah, it's almost like she has this royalty about her when she's singing this song.
Like she's almost side-eyeing you when she's singing it.
Yes, it's very like
this is the end.
Yes.
All the lyrics.
Yeah.
I think she wrote this song. Just bananas.
Stop.
I know. Can you get even more?
I can't stand it.
I can't stand Adele.
Okay.
Anyway. All right, so who's next?
So next up was from Coach Niall's team. We had Gina Miles, and she sang All I Want by Codaline.
You know, I didn't realize that Gina was still a teenager too. Like,
she is?
That she's still like 18, 19 years old.
Oh my Lord.
I wrote, Gina, you are a star.
Straight up.
Gina, you give star vibes. I said, even sitting there in rehearsal, like, I was like, you just look like a star being interviewed on like MTV or VH1, like just talking about, oh yeah, I just got a new album, you know, like you just seem like a star. I said, Gina, don't ever change who you are.
That's right.
Don't ever change who you are, Gina, because that is going to get people to really take notice that you are a unique, special, incredible talent. I said, so pure. I said, her tone is so true. I guess the best word I have to describe her tone. It's a true tone.
It is.
I said, her tone is everything. And Gina is one of the best singers on this show. Point blank, period. Because you know what? No one's in Gina's lane.
Nobody.
No one's in Gina's lane. So Gina, seriously, I said you can sing multiple genres. I heard in this song, a little country in Gina's voice.
I could hear that now that you say that. I could hear that.
Country. I like what Gina does with the band. Gina's a real incredible musician. Because I don't know who decided to do that. I don't know if it's a collaboration between Gina and the band, or the band just hears what we hear.
Mm-hmm.
I said, you hear the most brilliance in Gina's voice when the band strips down.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Like, that's when you hear just like how ridiculous of a tone quality she has.
Yes.
When the band just strips down, it's just like I need Gina to do an unplugged set. Like, seriously,
Come on.
I need her to go on Tiny Desk or something. Like,
yes,
seriously, like
absolutely.
Like, it'd be like 50 million views,
right?
Because that's what we talk about in today's day.
Yeah, that's what we talk about.
I just, oh gosh, everything about Gina's voice, I just love.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I have to say about that. Okay. Incredible.
I love her voice too. She could sing anything, and it's always going to sound like Gina. And and that's not in like that's the best compliment I could give her, because she could literally sing anything, but that tone quality that she has is always going to shine through. And I love it. I could listen to it again. I could listen to it full album, no skips. I did not like this song. I didn't.
You know, that's so funny. I thought about that. I said, Stephanie's not going to like this song.
I didn't like this song,
singing, but she's not going to like the song.
I love Gina singing, and I love how she emoted this song. I think that she sold the song and she communicated it really, really well. But I did not like the song, and I think some of it was it kind of stayed in a place. And I think Gina did some things to make it less vocally limiting. I listened to the original, and the original is sung by a band of, the lead vocalist is a man.
Okay.
And when I was listening to it, I was like, oh, I know exactly what it is that I don't like. It was a lyric. There's the lyric of "Take My Body." I think that I had a real problem with a woman saying "take my body." Like, that was just like driving me nuts. And I guess it sounds a little bit different when a man is saying it than when a woman is saying it. So that was really rubbing me. That was really rubbing me the wrong way. But I had to keep in mind, did she pick this song? Probably not. Maybe, but probably not.
If she didn't, she sold it.
Exactly. Exactly. Her performance quality through the roof. I was like, come through, Gina. You call Kala? You must have called Kala. And you know, because it was a very Kala-esque performance. It was the face, it was the movement, it was the intention in the eyes, and just like, she sold the song, just like we said before. Yeah. I love Gina, and I love her voice, and I thought that she gave a beautiful performance.
Gina's the entire package. Like, she's ready now, right? Oh, yeah. There needs to be no refining anywhere,
right?
In her look, in her sound, right, in her music genre that she's going to sing,
right?
It's just there.
It's there.
It's there.
100%. Yeah.
Awesome. Mm-hmm. All right. So who do we have next?
Next up was from Team Chance. It was Sorelle, our sisters Anna, Maddie, and Bella.
Anna, Maddie, Bella. Like, yes. That just flows off.
I could say it like that.
Anna, Maddie, Bella.
Yes. They sang Falling by Alicia Keys.
I don't know why week in and week out I sit here and I say things like, Sorelle never ceases to amaze us. Because number one, we know that Sorelle is always going to bring it. Mm-hmm. Number two, I think the reason why I keep saying this about you, young ladies, is you all have literally genre jumped. Like, you come from left field in the best way.
Right.
You leave us guessing, like, what is Sorelle gonna do next?
That's right.
Because number one, like Gina, like a few others on this season, Sorelle, you have a sound all your own. Mm-hmm. Nobody sounds like Sorelle.
That's right.
And no one can do what Sorelle does.
No one.
When I heard y'all were doing Fallen, I said, this was the song I never knew I wanted to hear you all sing that I want to hear you sing.
1000%. I inhaled.
Because that's the thing about Sorelle that makes I get chills just talking about you girls. I think the thing that gets me so excited and Stephanie so excited is that you all pick songs we would never in a million years pick for you.
Mm-hmm.
But I had made a comment. I said, I need Sorelle to sing some R&B. Like
You sure did. I need
Sorelle I need some Sorelle harmonies on some R&B. And then when I heard y'all were doing Fallen, I said, and there it is. And even before you young ladies opened your mouth, I said, they're going to sing the snot out of this song.
I heard the bridge right away, and I was like, oh
the bridge.
Gosh. Oh my gosh.
I can't. Sorelle, I have to listen to this about 50 more times to catch everything you young ladies did on this song.
Right.
It was a vocal clinic. It was a vocal masterclass of the highest difficulty.
Right.
I said, don't miss. They don't miss. Remember that down, 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 down they did? Stephanie, I was like, and one of the things, like, I think that you all are one of the first trios or duos on this show where all of you truly could be solo acts.
100%.
But I don't want to ever see you as a solo act because the chemistry that you all have is just,
They said we're gonna break it down.
Yeah. Stephanie. The choreography, the moves, the vocals, the staging, the comfort that you, all three of you, have on that stage. Yeah. That's the thing. I couldn't, the reason why it's like, I'm going to go back and watch this, not just listen. I'm going to go back and watch this so I can watch what you all do individually.
Exactly.
All of you have, like, all of you all have a supernova presence on stage.
Yes.
And then you bring it together. It's like Voltron, and you all may not know that reference, but it's like you're incredible separate, but when you come together, you're unstoppable.
Yeah. It's a force.
It is a force. I like, Stephanie, I haven't listened to it, Sorelle, and I don't want you to take offense to this, young ladies. I haven't listened to it enough to really, because I'm just, my ears can't process. I got to process one thing at a time. Every time I go back and listen, I got to process.
It feels like a grand vocal feast.
Yes.
Like
Stephanie, I love it.
You can't eat of all that is on the table at once. You have to,
because the smorgasbord is not sophisticated, in my opinion.
That's right. A feast.
The highest of quality of food.
Come on, we talking China and wine. You know what I'm saying? We talking filet mignons.
Scrimps. No.
We talking scrimps.
Lobster tail.
Crab
imperial. No.
Come on. Caviar.
The finest of wine. Or bubbly or whatever. No, it was.
Listen.
Sorelle, there's nothing y'all can't do. Like, seriously, I'm not going to spoil it, but I'm sorry, I got to. I just can't. Like, I get to hear you all again. I'm so excited. That Stephanie and I get to hear you all again, because I'm getting goosebumps right now thinking about what you're going to do next week. And I'm sorry I had to reveal one.
That's all right.
We got one. The finals. But Sorelle, they've been with the Pitchy podcast since the beginning, and we love you all so much. And you all are so kind and just so gracious with your talent, your platform, and there are too many superlatives I could go into. Stephanie, take it because we're going long.
Oh, each one of their voices is an instrument.
Yeah,
and that was never more present than that bridge number one that they did of the song, the fall. And then at the very end of the song, what they did right at the end with all of the
Stephanie, they could have stopped at that bridge.
They could have stopped at the bridge, but they did not. They kept going.
Stabbing us like with their dirty knife stuff. Like it was like, oh, okay, I'm dead, Sorelle, I'm dead.
Can we talk about Miss Bella? Miss Bella, you started that song off a cappella. And you started off with such power, such control.
Bella.
I was, and you are 15, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
You 15?
Yes, ma'am.
Incredible.
It's the baby.
Absolutely.
It's the baby.
Absolutely incredible. And then the way everybody else fell into place. Again, I'm just going to repeat everything that James said. And you have an awesome strategy, James, of just taking each person's individually and listening to what each one of them is doing, because that's the beauty of their arrangement. There is never just one lead singer and the others that are doing backgrounds.
Wow.
It's this such a cool dance that they do vocally, where it's like you have to check to see who's singing the lead and who's singing the harmonies.
The vocal titans, like I compare everyone to, say, an In Vogue, right?
Yes.
In Vogue was like, I wouldn't say they're the first, but they were like the super group that everyone took lead on.
That's right.
And that's what Sorelle reminds me of.
That's who they are.
They
Absolutely.
all have very unique, distinct voice, and they all can take a lot. They drop an album. Each person could, like, they'd have 10 songs.
That's right.
And each of them would get 3 to 4 songs. Like
absolutely. Absolutely. Like the dynamics that they used in their voice, the melodic choices, the respect of the song. They took the parts of that song, which this song is so near and dear to my heart. I was in college. I was a freshman in college when this song came out, and it felt like an open door to music that I felt like I had heard in the past, but to find out that it was new, it did something literally to my soul.
Yeah. To
hear this song. So to hear the respect you had and the ear you had for the best portions of the song, to highlight the best portions of it and to arrange it in such a cool way. This felt like a gift to me. This literally felt like a gift. Thank y'all. Thank you.
It was also scary, Stephanie. They kept hitting us with their skill.
Yes.
Like, it's like they kept, like, even like the back, especially the back half of the song, it's like they kept one-upping.
Yeah.
Their tricks, right? Their bag of tricks. Yes. Oh, I got one more bag of trick. I got one more, and it was all done in good taste. That's my word of the day. Good taste.
Yes, it was.
All done in great taste. Because Stephanie would have got you if you didn't do Fallen.
Oh, I would have got you. I would have got you good. I would have got you good. But it literally felt like a gift. Like I want to say thank you. Thank you so much. It was fantastic.
That was
phenomenal.
Yeah. All right, Stephanie.
Speaking of, we just gonna move on. The next artist was from Team Kelly. It was D Smooth. He sang "Thinking Out Loud" by Ed Sheeran. Lord have mercy.
It's not, as the incomparable Whitney Houston said, it's not right, but it's okay. I'm gonna make it anyway. First of all, before we even get into it, you know what? There's something about a Southern gentleman and the respect that he has. I love that he calls Kelly Miss Kelly. I love
Miss
it,
Kelly.
love it, love it. There's something about there's a respect in that. And I know some of y'all might think it's old fashioned or whatever.
I love it.
But I
I
love
love it.
Yeah, because it's so endearing. It's so sincere. It's like,
absolutely.
Okay, Miss Kelly.
Yes.
I'll do that, Miss Kelly. Like,
yes.
It's just because it's pure out of pure respect.
That's right.
Even though, they're not that far apart in age. Not too far apart in age, but D Smooth. D Smooth. I'm just gonna say it. You made me cuss multiple times last night. I had a very filthy potty mouth, and I'll just admit it. I'll admit it because you know what? What you do in the darkness, you got to bring out. It's going to be brought to light. And I got to say, I asked for forgiveness.
That's right. The Lord forgiveth.
Cussing and carrying on, as the old folks say. I was cussing and carrying on last night.
That's right.
I said because, and every time I cussed, it was because of your manipulation of the melody of the wonderful Ed Sheeran melody that you were singing. I said it was just bananas. And I was like, okay, come through congas. I said, I loved how it was stripped down in the beginning and you heard like the congas. Like I would have never put the congas with that song. And it was just
I was not ready for your articulation of congas.
Congas. Yes. I said, D Smooth, that bridge was perfection. That bridge, Stephanie, that bridge. I said, you better church it, brother.
You better church it.
I said, you remind me of what Fantasia Barrino does to songs, D Smooth. And Fantasia is one of my and Stephanie's favorite singers, like of all time.
That's
right. And like you can't get the church out of your voice. Like you can sing Mary Had a Little Lamb and it's going to sound churched. Like it's just something about as we like to say, the all on your voice. Like it's just like the anointing on your voice is so strong. D Smooth.
It's
like
thick.
It's thick.
It's thick.
And I said, I wrote, come through sax.
Come through saxophone.
And he was playing that saxophone down.
And
I think D Smooth, and I haven't said this much this season, D Smooth is one of those singers like Kim was last season where everything gets heightened. He's such a phenomenal singer. The band plays better. The BGVs sing stronger. The set folks give
the lighting's better.
More,
yes.
The lighting's better.
The lighting's better.
I said D Smooth is one of those singers where everyone just is elevated.
Yes.
Because the talent is so incredibly undeniable. Like it's it's so ridiculous. I said, come through, moisturized hair glistening. I said, come on, D. I said, I like that look, D Smooth. Like, I like that you took your hair out. Like, because it gave you a completely different look. And it kind of grew him up a little bit, right?
Yeah.
It gave him more of an artist.
Yeah.
A little bit more R&B.
Yes.
Not so much hip hop, a little bit more R&B.
Right.
Come through glistening in the lights. That's why I said everything was elevated.
Everything was
elevated. Stephanie, this was the performance of the season, in my humble opinion. D Smooth, like I can't say enough. Like, I don't know how you do it, but you elevate perfection. If that makes sense. You are elevated perfection.
I mean, this is a perfect song. This song is perfection. Like, this is a perfect song. And I don't know that I ever want to hear it other than this way. No. I don't know that.
What did I say last night, Steph? What's the first thing I said? I said, somebody needs to do what? I said, Ed needs to what?
Oh, he needs to give this song up. He needs to give this song up. And this is like a signature song at this point of Ed Sheeran. Very signature song.
It's his biggest song, right?
It's probably his biggest song.
Well, probably not his biggest, but second.
One of them. I know there are a ton of people getting married to this song and having this song as their first dance. Like,
take me into your loving arms. Come on.
Listen, my 10-year wedding anniversary is coming up. And we had a discussion before about how no, we are not having a party, and we will never do a vow renewal. We might have a party at some point.
So we can dance.
Oh, I would love to, but not this year. Maybe 15, 20. We got kids running around. We
just have a big birthday in the fall.
Yes, I am all for an anniversary party, but we would never do a vow renewal. However, I would strongly consider if it was proposed to me that D Smooth's version of this song would be a dance at the vow renewal. Okay. All right. To hear this song, absolutely.
Look, and don't let us get D Smooth there, Stephanie.
Okay, then I'm just passed out. I'm passed out. Passed out.
Are you okay? No,
that's right. No, I'm not okay. This is the acoustic gospel version of the song that I never knew that I needed, and now I don't want anything else. It was such a smart choice to do that because this is such a signature song of Ed. So there needed to be a way to differentiate the song for D Smooth to be able to deliver it as his own. And I don't know that I ever would have thought to make it more acoustic, but it was the perfect choice. Having the saxophone as one of the lead instruments was a perfect choice. There was so much respect to the melody of the song while D also making it his own with the melodic choices that he always makes in all of his performances that are never the same, but very signature of him. I even loved the little nuances of comfortability on the stage, like just him holding the mic, like the way he would like take the mic away. He unbuttoned his jacket, which I was hoping that he would do because I could tell that he wanted to be a little less restrained. And I was like, just loosen that button, bro. And he did. And I was like, yes, just there are these intangible things that he does that just make him seem so comfortable on the stage, which allows for such an impactful personal performance. Like you can't watch a D Smooth performance and not like you almost think that he writes every song that he performs on this show or that it's like his favorite song because the delivery is that authentic and that just real. Like and that's just his style of singing and the way he sings. Every song that he sings seems like it comes from this really deep place of meaning and intention. Whether that's true or not, I don't care. That's how it translates on the screen. And like you said, James, it was the best performance of the season because there could have been a very high probability of this song flopping because it is so Ed.
Yes.
But for the choices that D Smooth made to make this song his own, high risk, high reward.
Not saying that approval starts and ends with Blake Shelton, but we know Blake is very not easy to impress. I've never seen Blake leap up for an artist that's not one of his.
Yeah. Like, I was like, did he forget that D Smooth is not on his team? Like, he was.
Like, I thought Blake was going to come on stage and tackle him.
That's what I thought.
Because he was like, he's like, I don't even know. Right. You know when Blake really feels something, he's like, I don't even know what that was.
Right. How do you not vote him through? How do you not
put him in the final? Like,
I was like, wow, what a ringing endorsement.
Yeah. That D, you dude, you're everything. You are everything. I want other people on this show, like other contestants on this show, to back to Stephanie's point, to look at the ease of performance. It is so natural. It is so like it's like he doesn't even turn wrong. he doesn't
Right.
even lift a hand wrong. It doesn't
Right.
like everything is just perfection.
It is. It
Wow.
is.
All right. So who is our final singer of the night, Stephanie?
Last up was from Team Blake. It was Grace West. She sang Till I Can Make It on My Own by Tammy Wynette.
Wow. Okay. So Tammy probably, because Tammy's no longer with us, Tammy was the original, the OG of country music. She was the first country music superstar, even before Dolly.
Yes.
And I was like, first of all, I was like, oh, strings, like an homage to the, or a nod to the band, like strings get me. I said, what I liked is that I felt like Grace settled into the song as it went on, because I felt it was a little pitchy in the beginning. And I said, this song is also very rangy, Stephanie. So I said, watch the lows. A lot of female singers like struggle with the lows. And for the first time, it was weird, Stephanie. For the first time, I felt Grace seemed uneasy. Because one of the things that I've loved about Grace, other than the fact that she has a phenomenal voice, is that even with the simplest of songs, or even with songs that I didn't necessarily appreciate that she had done, she did such a stellar job emoting those songs and looked so comfortable on stage. This is the first time where I feel like Grace was like, okay, this is a big song and I got to really step up to it. I said the song felt a little rangy, too rangy for her. But then, like I said, she settled in, and then I thought the end of the song was really good. And that's kind of like the cherry on the Sunday, right? The exclamation point at the end to remind people. And people, if you give an incredible end, people will forget about everything that you did. If you were pitchy in the beginning, or your lows were a little struggle, or it seemed and I felt that she was probably one of the strongest finishes of the night. Like I felt like her end of the song was like, that was Grace. That was the Grace that we knew wasn't going to come to play. That's like, I'm coming to win this thing. Yeah, so that's how I felt about that. It was not my favorite performance of hers by any means, but even on a bad day, Grace is still one of the top singers on the show.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
She's just that other level, just that level of a singer. So I don't know what I want from Grace. I want what I saw before. I want her to take songs that I don't necessarily like and me to really like it, because she just does a phenomenal job on them. That's what I want going forward. So
yeah, I agree with you. I think that the vocal was was pretty. Like, she doesn't give a bad vocal. I felt like the dynamics of some of the higher notes, it felt like she was pressing for them rather than them coming easily. It seemed like it was a struggle a little bit for her to nuance those notes the way that I wanted, because she reached them, but they all felt like this, like I have to power through them rather than being a little bit more nuanced.
This is the first time I felt she didn't nuance. That's what's been so wonderful about Grace thus far. She's nuanced everything that she's sung, even songs that we didn't necessarily care for.
That's right.
It was the Grace nuance that we were like, this girl is just, she's got crazy vocal.
Yeah, I felt like that was missing a little bit in this performance. But again, just like you said, the end was really great. Like, she settled in, like you said, to the song, and it felt a lot better. It felt like she was a little uncomfortable.
Yes.
Yeah. And I don't know if that was the song. I don't know if that was the live of it all. I don't know if, who knows, it could have been her ears. Who knows what it could have been, but it just didn't feel from jump that she was settled. Correct. It felt like she was working, and it felt like she was thinking. But I want to say kudos to you, Grace, because if there was any kind of anything going on that was making you uncomfortable at the start of the performance, that could have derailed the end of your performance. So for you to end as strongly as you did, is a huge.
Shows the competitor in you.
It shows a competitor.
It ain't over until it's over, right?
Absolutely, and it shows a really strong and capable vocalist.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wasn't sure at the beginning of the song, but by the end I was like, there's Grace. There she is.
Yep.
There she is.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
All right, Stephanie. So I know we're running long, but we knew this was going to be a crazy cut this week.
Yes, but before we talk about that, let's quickly talk about the 2 performances from our coach. We had a performance.
If I didn't talk about this.
Yes, we had a performance by Coach Niall. He sang his song "Meltdown." Can I tell you, I've been listening to that all day. Like, that is an up-tempo. I was not expecting a little up-tempo joint from Niall. And what I loved about it, and what I think some of our artists can catch from Niall, he got a little performer in him. But Niall is not a dancer per se.
No.
Like, so what he was doing, but he was working the stage. He was working the band. He was working the crowd. He was even working the little cord that was attached to his microphone. I thought that was I thought that was a cool choice. Wonderful song. I love that song, Meltdown. Next, we had a performance by Coach Chance. He did his song Same Drugs, and he had some guest background vocalists of Kala, Jamar, and Manasseh Simone. And they were giving. I read online underneath of the YouTube video, somebody said, low key, Kala was singing back there, singing for her life. And that's what all of them were hollering in the best way. They were a perfect accompaniment for Chance because they never overrode him, but you could hear them. And if you really got your good ears on and were really paying attention to what all 3 of these artists were doing behind him,
murdering
y'all, they were murdering their parts, and individually and together, because their 3-part harmony was on point.
Let me tell you something, and this is probably one of the biggest compliments you'll hear from me and Stephanie. You all did Yebba proud.
Yes, you did.
You did Yebba proud, because that's Yebba. I mean, Yebba owns the BGVs to that song. Okay, This is kind of what Yebba. If you know this song, this is when the world got introduced to Yebba.
Yeah,
and you all did her proud. And Jamar, young man,
we heard you. Don't think we didn't hear you.
I have played your part back so many times because you got to have your real good ears to really catch everything you were doing. You were hollering.
Kala was hollering. She was back there hollering. And then Manasseh coming in with that operatic tone quality. Ooh, I said, yeah. I said, y'all better slay.
Let me remind you that you sent us home last week.
But he brought him back. I said, come on, Coach Chance. I loved it. All right,
Stephanie. So who, this was rough.
All right. Let's get down to our results. Yep. So first up, the first artist going through was from Team Blake. It was Grace West. The second artist going through was from Team Kelly, D Smooth. The next contestant going through was from Team Niall, Gina Miles.
Yes.
The fourth artist going through from Team Chance was Sorelle.
Yes.
And our fifth artist going through. Now, mind you, every coach has had one artist go through at this point. Our fifth artist was from Team Blake, NOIVAS.
Wow. I don't know. This road.
Come
on.
Let
me not start because it's so hard to say about it. Yesterday. We lost.
So we lost Holly. We lost Ryley. And we lost Ray.
But this was America, right?
This was America.
The judges
did this.
I mean, the coaches did not vote. So
America did this.
Yep. Yeah. So here we go, America. All right, Stephanie. So tell the Pitchies what they need to know.
So don't forget to follow and subscribe to the Pitchy Podcast on your favorite podcast platform so you can be the first to know when we drop a new episode. And guess what? Well, you already know we are on YouTube now. Please search for the Pitchy Podcast and hit that subscribe button so you know when we drop a new episode. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram at the Pitchy Podcast for new episode alerts, episode clips, and so much more. These results, James, oh my goodness. Can you believe Ryley, Holly, but think of who we had. Like, our heart was going to get broken no matter what, because our top 8 was phenomenal. Yes. Can't wait to see what our top 5 do in the live finals next week. Yes.
I can't believe we're here. We're here at the finale, everyone.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
What an incredible season. Can't wait for next week. I'm sure there are going to be a bunch of surprises. Yes. I hope we get a Kelly Clarkson collaboration song.
Come on.
I need that in my life. And
yes.
I'm sure Drake's going to sing us out because
absolutely.
This man has been there since the beginning. So
yes,
so much going on next week. I can't wait to see you next week, Steph.
Yeah, you too.
So we'll see everybody. Everyone enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.